Hello, I'm Jordan Blacara, and in this Weight Church live stream, I'm going to share with you 3 of the pitfalls that you may run into on your weight loss journey, as well as share the one ingredient that I recommend you introduce immediately if you're not already doing it. Oh! Okay. Technical difficulties right off the bat. So, 3 pitfalls on your weight loss journey that you're going to want to avoid, and the one key ingredient to introduce immediately, if not sooner. So, if we've never met before, I'm Jordan Blacara, and I am debuting Weight Church today, right now. You are watching it happen. I am a master certified weight loss coach and the creator of mytalesfromthescale.com. That is the 1-year journey that I am in the middle of right now, filming my own weight loss journey, my own 1-year weight loss journey. I wanted to go behind the curtain, go behind the glossy facade of all this weight loss that we see in the world and online, and show the ugly, stumbly, jagged, crooked path that is weight loss, and to let women know that they are not alone. So I've also created Weight Church, which I am jittery. I'm excited to be launching today, this very moment. I think that for most of us, weight loss is a struggle, and it doesn't have to be that way. Our weight loss struggle and frustration can be transformed into a sacred, profoundly beautiful, deeply transformative journey where you can really meet the real you. So that is what Weight Church is about, a conversation where we peel those layers and we take that journey. I would love to encourage you to put some comments in the chat section. I am doing all of this technology for the very first time, so I may not be fluid and perfect at it, but if you have any questions along the way, please put them in the chat box. I will, at the end, go find those questions if there are any and give you my answer. So let me know if you are interested in discovering the 3 pitfalls that you will want to avoid in your weight loss journey. Just give me a thumbs up or a like button or a yes in the comments. So if you, let me see, can you let me know in the comments? In the comments, if you can hear me, I would love to know. Okay, so let's start with the 3 weight loss pitfalls that you want to avoid. I have a story from about 8 or so years ago. I was a member of a local Pilates studio, and I did a weight loss challenge. I busted my butt for 10 weeks. They had winners. I think it was 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. And I went all out. But by the last 2 weeks, I was running out of willpower. I was running out of steam. I was about ready to crawl out of my skin. I was missing my Reese's peanut butter cups. I was missing my junk food and my comfort food, and I was fighting it so hard to stay on my diet plan. So my willpower was evaporating. It was falling out from under me. There was no way that I could keep a hold of it. I had stopped losing weight, and I was just trying to maintain the amount of weight that I had already lost. Still, at that 8-week point with 2 weeks to go, my focus was win that friggin' contest. I felt like such a failure inside that I wanted those accolades. I wanted to feel like a winner. And if I could win that contest, then I thought that I would feel successful. If I could achieve placing first, second, or third, that I would feel some kind of achievement. And then my friends and family would know that I was a success. They would give me accolades. They would give me approval. And that is what I was going for, come heck or high water, for sure. So I wanted to be seen as a winner. And I thought if I could win that contest, then at least I could grab some feeling of being a winner. Well, I did come in second place. And what I wanted, the essence of what I wanted in that Best Body Challenge was external validation. Never mind that I felt like a failure inside. Never mind that I was probably overeating because I felt like a failure inside and felt like a loser and felt like I wasn't achieving and wasn't worthy and was unlovable and all of those things. But dagnammit, if I could win that friggin' contest and someone could say, good job, then I was going to feel validated. So I was totally seeking external validation. And that is the number one pitfall that I'm sharing with you today, is wanting external validation, completely ignoring the starvation that we're experiencing for our own internal validation. So we're going after external validation. If you're doing that on your weight loss journey, if you want someone to say, you look great in those jeans, and oh my gosh, have you lost weight? And you look so good. Good for you. That's amazing. How do you do it? And you are really needing that quite a bit and looking for that, you're probably seeking some external validation too. It's so easy to do in this society. So let me know, give me a thumbs up, or if you can relate to that experience of seeking external approval, external validation, wanting someone to cheer you on and tell you that you're doing a good job. Okay, so it doesn't, we spend a lot of, or at least I did, I can spend a lot of energy looking for that external validation, meanwhile, completely missing the point that I am not giving myself my own validation. And I'm so desperate for that external validation because I'm not giving it to myself. So if that makes sense, let me know yes in the comments. All right. So second pitfall from that story is that I was using willpower to control my eating. I was using force and control to get my food right, get my exercise right, so that I could get my damn thigh gap and make my hips be smaller so that I could be thin and be considered a success in this society that we live in. So I was using a very limited resource of willpower. Willpower, force, and control to get me those results so that I could get that external validation. And by that week 8, I had a flat tire in my willpower. I could not keep up. It was just leaking. I was leaking willpower, and the gas tank was really empty. I came into the 10th week of that challenge on fumes, and I did win second place. But it was such a hollow victory because I knew. I think I went directly out and got Reese's peanut butter cups or chocolate chip cookies or something. I went directly out and ate me some junk food. after I won second place in that contest. And I had such a sinking feeling because I knew I had been on fumes. I knew I couldn't keep it up. And yet I had won and I was getting accolades and I won a prize. I got like a month's gym membership. And, but I knew that it was such a hollow victory. I was immediately going to be gaining that weight back, which I did. What took me 10 weeks to lose, I gained back in about 1 to 2 weeks. It was depressing. And I was more desperate at the end than I was at the beginning. So the second pitfall is relying on willpower. It is a limited resource. It does not go on forever. And so when we rely on that to fix our food, change our diet, restrict what we're eating, chances are it's going to run out right quick. So that is pitfall number 2, relying on willpower. And so when you combine pitfall number 1, looking for external validation, with willpower, we're just using this limited resource to force our food and exercise to be a certain way so we can lose that damn 50 pounds and then have everyone cheering us on and having a parade and throwing confetti so we can feel finally amazing. And that is a 1-2 pitfall punch. Afraid to let you know, not afraid to let you know, happy to let you know that's what's going on, because there's this key ingredient that you can add that will change everything. So if you relate to pitfall number 2, where you're using control and force and just, it's like trying to keep a volcano that is about to erupt from erupting, and willpower's just not going to contain this force of nature. If you can relate to that, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. So, pitfall number 3, I was in a Weight Watchers meeting many years ago, and I had lost 50 pounds. And then I think at some point, I left, and then I gained back probably about 25. And so I'm sitting in a meeting a couple weeks, maybe a month after having rejoined. And what they're talking about is something that I have heard many times before, which is you need to have some carrot sticks in your desk at work. And I remember sitting in this room with all the chairs lined up. I was feeling so rebellious up in here, and I was pissed off about those friggin' carrot sticks. And it's like, you have to have 0-point foods available at all times, and you should just make sure to have carrot sticks in your desk. And I was thinking to myself, somebody has got to deal with this. Someone has got to deal with when I feel rebellious and when I don't want to do it anymore, and when I want to throw in the towel and wring somebody's neck. Somebody's got to deal with this. So, guess what happens? I find life coaching. I find the mindset management approach. So then it becomes all about my thoughts. Okay, my thoughts my thoughts create my feelings. And when I feel a certain way, I take certain actions. And when I take certain actions, then I get results. So I went on a little thought hunt, and I realized, aha, problem is now the thoughts I'm having. And I know I'm having me some negative thoughts. And so some of the ones that I found were, I'm a failure, I'm not worthy, I'm unlovable, I'm not cut out for this, I don't have what it takes to lose weight. I found a slew of negative thoughts, let me tell you. And then it became it became like mental calculus. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to find those things, and I need to find the new thoughts. They're going to cause the better feelings. So I take better actions and I get better results. So that went on for quite a while. I became a life coach and I hunted down those thoughts. And every time I felt bad, I was like, I know it's a thought. I got to find the thought. What's the thought? What's the thought? What is that thought? Oh, I'm not worthy. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I'm back at square one. I'm failing again. I'm never going to figure this out. And so it became a game of mental mind management. And I was just swapping out my thoughts. So I still wanted to be thin so that I could have that parade and so that I could feel good, and externally the people in my life and the society that I live in would validate me externally. So now I was just using another method. I was using actually that control and that willpower to ferret out my thoughts and to keep a good eye on those thoughts, to make sure they were positive thoughts, to make sure they were creating the feelings that I wanted. And for someone who's really good at beating herself up, I just used that hunt for the right thought, for the positive thought, as a way of beating myself up. Now, I was a person who sucked at mental mindset management. Now as a person who couldn't control her thoughts. And so now I was working on controlling this crazy thing. And that's a hell of a lot work. That is totally like a volcano, and trying to keep it from erupting. So instead of eradicating and eliminating carbs, my job became eliminating the negative thinking. And it's still based on a foundation of I'm not validating myself. And I'm still looking for that external validation. So now I'm just going to use all my mindset tools to create the mindset and the thoughts that will eventually lead me to the feelings, that will lead me to the actions, that will lead me to the result of being thin that I want, so that I can be acceptable in the society, so I can be looked up to, and so that I can feel satisfied and fulfilled, because other people will think I'm cool. Kind of sounds like high school, right? Hang on. So, that is pitfall number 3. So the pitfall to becoming mind management is that it becomes a neck up approach. It put me more in my head, in that, wanting to have willpower. In my head is where I feel like crap about myself, and I beat myself up, and I'm critical and I'm judging. And when it went to mindset management, while I did find some benefits, just like you can find some benefits to figuring out something with food, or you can get some benefits when you're controlling your food and you're using your willpower. However, when I felt the difference, as I'll talk about later, it was just a neck up approach. It just became my mind. And it just got me more in my head. So where in all of this is my heart? Where is love in the midst of all of this? And I would say that if someone had mentioned that to me like 4 or 5 years ago, I would be like, no, I don't need to hear about love or heart. I need to know how many carbs to eat. I need to know how many calories. I need to know how much working out I need to do. I need to know what foods I need to eliminate. Heart and love has no place in a weight loss journey. All right, so let me just, if you have any questions, put them in the chat box, and I will review the pitfalls. So the first pitfall is focusing on external approval and external validation, all the while not giving it to yourself. Number two, relying on force or willpower to change yourself and change your behaviors. And number three, getting more into the head than ever, using a purely mindset approach, which is cutting yourself off from the neck down, from your body, from your feelings, from your heart. All right. So, as I asked before, where's the heart? Where's the love? Where's the unconditional love? Where is the opening of your heart? Where's the compassion? Where is gentle, kind, loving, supportive, accepting? Not even in the ballpark. It doesn't mean that you can't do these other approaches or change the food or use a mindset technique, but it is so easy with some of our proclivities and our tendencies to completely miss from the neck down, to miss the heart, and to feel that it's really superfluous, it's really extra, it really doesn't have any place in a weight loss journey. And that is where I have come to disagree and to understand differently. So by taking that mindset approach, it's like trying to do a spiritual bypass. It's like trying to go directly to spiritual epiphanies and directly to peace by using all these fancy mindset shenanigans to avoid pain, if my thoughts create my feelings, I don't want to have any negative feelings. So let me switch up all of my negative thoughts to my positive thoughts. So your heart is ignored, and that will lead to a lot of extracurricular eating. So up until now, the one key missing ingredient is your own loving attention, your own heart-centered attention toward yourself, aka unconditional love for yourself. So this takes practice. I didn't even know. I was so off the mark. I didn't even know what this looked like. It took practice. I stumbled, I bumbled, I fought with it mentally for a while. What the heck does it look like to put the oxygen mask on myself first? And there was a morning about 6 or 8 weeks ago where my mom, who has Alzheimer's and lives with us, I go in every morning and I wake her up, and I said, she says, "Oh, mommy's here to wake me up." And she had referred to me as mommy maybe 3 times before that, which didn't feel good, but I just blew it off. That morning, when I left her bedroom, I felt so much emotion in the hallway outside of the bedroom. And the past me would come up with some fancy shenanigan thoughts like, this is just the Alzheimer's talking. This is just Alzheimer's being Alzheimer's. You're losing your mother, and that's okay. I can feel grief. I was built to feel grief. I can handle this. But that day, what I had been practicing kicked in, and my heart was there for me. I was there for me. And I said to myself, this is what it sounded like. I am losing, you are losing your mother figure. That is hard. This is an incredible loss. Of course you feel sad. Of course you feel grief over what you're losing. I totally understand that. I totally understand that. Of course, this is very painful. And you are losing your identity as daughter. You are losing the woman who knows you as daughter before your very eyes. And instead of skirting over it, I was there for myself. And I said, I'm here. I'm here. I know this isn't easy. I'm going to be right here with you. Compassion, gentle, kind, loving, my heart open. Can you feel the difference? If you can feel the difference, let me know in the chat box. Just give me a thumbs up. Let me know. So, unconditional love has been missing from all of my weight loss efforts until now. Let me tell you, I had been off course in my eating up until that time that my mom said that. It had been for like a week to 2 weeks. I could really feel like from being on the real straight and narrow with my food, exercise, and I was wavering. I was getting off course because I had so much stuff going on with my mom. And I was flitting past it. And I was trying to approach it from my head, heart, struggling to open, struggling to be there for myself. And when I did that day, which felt so comforting to me, I could feel myself simmer down. And that day, my food was very on track, because the alternative is I flit across these emotions. I say, nope. Oh, I've got negative emotions. I'm going to change the thinking. Heart stays closed. I stay up here. And then I've got all this emotion going on here that I'm not meeting with love. And when I don't do that, that emotion just still swirls around, doesn't go anywhere. And extracurricular eating, donuts, chocolate, carbs are extremely attractive to me when I do that and when I keep it from the neck up and I do not authentically comfort myself. That's when I go look for some comfort food. That's when I go look for some ingredients to comfort me, because I am starving myself of my own loving attention and unconditional love. Okay, so when you have unconditional love on your journey, you start with a foundation of I deserve more love, not less. I am inherently worthy. There's nothing to prove, nothing to earn. And I will give myself my own approval. I walk forward in life every step of the way as much as I can, practicing as much as I can, being there for myself, showing myself my own understanding and compassion, standing by my side, cheering myself on, loving the one who feels sadness, pain, anger, all those degrees of emotions, loving the emotions themselves and loving the one who experiences the emotions. So this is the beginning of Weight Church. I'm going to be having weekly conversations on all kinds of topics here, all with the value, the central value of unconditional love. So for yourself, if you've been beating yourself, if you've been critical of yourself, if you've been mean to yourself on your weight loss journey, if you're like, I just gained 2 pounds, I need to buy another size larger of pants, and you are being mean and critical and withholding love from yourself until you fit into smaller size pants, That is a hard row to hoe, and you are starving yourself of your own attention. And that leads to overeating. You're just trying to nourish yourself in some way. And there is a much more direct way to do it. And you can't blame yourself for wanting to nourish yourself in some way. It's just a little misguided. And I'll tell you about my weight loss journey. Thank goodness my emotions and my body would not settle for anything less than unconditional love. And it just kept being very out of control with eating because it needed to be that out of control and that uncooperative in order to get my attention. And thank goodness I haven't reached my ideal weight yet, because I would have been one mean, critical mama jamma once I got there. It wouldn't be on the weight. Now I'd just be critical about something else. And I would still be my unconditionally loving self. I would still be starved for my own attention. I might be 50 pounds lighter, but I would still be as equally starved for my own love and my own attention as I was 50 pounds overweight. So thank goodness my weight loss efforts have not cooperated and they have gotten my attention. And just thank goodness. And I wish that for you. How empty would winning the weight loss lottery of hitting your ideal weight be if you were just not loving yourself and not internally validating yourself and still at the mercy of everyone else's external validation? Okay, so I'm going to go see if there are any questions, and put anything you want to say in the box. I'll have a look. There's a little bit of a delay, so this can be a little bit awkward, but there will be weekly Weight Church sessions. And if you want to receive the announcements of those and the links about how to attend them, and you want to be able to ask questions, make sure you go to weightchurch.com and put your email in so that you'll get those updates. Okay, so just to reiterate the pitfalls: seeking external validation instead of giving it to yourself with the power of your heart and the power of your own unconditional love. What was number two? Number two. Using force and willpower. When you bring in your heart and unconditional love, you bring in soul power, love power, heart power, and you take care of yourself in a way that you probably haven't been taking care of yourself in a long time. And when you hit that note, when you take care of that base and you build that foundation, your weight loss journey will be completely different, not to mention your life. So that's what Weight Church is, built on a central foundation of a value of unconditional love, compassion, kindness, gentleness, where we're going to marry the heart and mind. No longer this division living up here with the cray. Okay, let me see if there's anything. Oh, thank you, Julie. I love your heart. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Okay, and then let me look over here if there's, thank you, Rebecca. Love that you were here. Okay, I don't see any questions to the best of my ability. I don't see any questions, which is totally fine. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not watching on weightchurch.com, please go there. This is the beginning. This is the debut. This has been in my heart for a long while. And I'll tell you, it took me starting to open my heart to myself and to be willing to feel what I feel and stand by myself, to show up, say what's in my heart, offer it to women out there who have experienced what I have experienced and what I still experience on a daily basis. I couldn't have done it without unconditional love. And that is the only way that I got out the gate with Weight Church. So what is there for you? What gates could you get out of as well? Join me. I would love to share this journey with you and bring more peace to you, open your heart, and let you know that you're not alone, and share with you the power of your own unconditional love. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to figure out how to stop this thing. Thank you so much.